over the last few years since Coach Summers been in Knox County, and I've been up here. These games have always had a lot of importance on both the regular season and the postseason, and we've been fortunate enough, and they have as well, to have some talented teams over the last 3 or 4 years, and it makes for a good classic game. And being neighboring counties always brings a good crowd to our gym or theirs. So I don't expect anything different this Friday night. It should be two good basketball teams playing a good basketball game.
What will your team have to do to win?
We're going to have to handle their pressure. I mean, they've had this system in now for 3 or 4 years, and all the kids that are running now have been running it for multiple years, and they do a real good job with it. They make you uncomfortable and want you to kind of speed up the tempo and play at their pace. And, we're comfortable playing fast. It's going to be a matter of whether we can handle that pressure and minimize the turnovers and maximize the offensive opportunities.
Since both of you like to play up-tempo basketball, would it maybe be important for you guys maybe to set the tempo from super fast to maybe take it down a little bit and still play fast?
I think you just need to make sure that when you're playing fast that you take advantage of your opportunities. You always want to probe, and then if nothing's there, you pull out, and then you can, maybe focus on running your half-court offense. But, our style and their style are similar in the fact that we want to get up and down. We want to score a lot of points. The way we get there is a little bit different in terms of our approach, but nonetheless, both teams are going to get out and play at fast pace.
By playing more of a half-court game maybe than they do late in the ball game, fourth quarter, could that maybe give you an advantage?
I think if the game's close, when you come down to the end, you're definitely going to have to be able to play the half-court offense, and then it comes down to execution. Which kids are going to make plays, and which team is going to hang tight and make those tough plays in crunch time.
Who are a couple of guys who make plays for you?
That's the thing we're still trying to figure out. We don't really have one alpha at this point. We know we've got a lot of kids. We've been led in scoring by 4 different people in our first 6 games. So, you always want to look to your senior leadership when you get down to the end and playing those tough games, and we've got a quartet of seniors that, we really look to for leadership. And, Caleb Dubit, Sturgis Knupp, and Zach Dubit are 3 of the kids that start. So, when the game's tight and you're trying to make winning plays at the end, you definitely want those 3 involved in some way, shape, or form.
Let me give you a weird example. You hit 2 threes out of the bat. You hit a couple free throws. You're up 8-2. Do you go 4 corners?
I think that might be a lot to ask your kids to hold on to the basketball for that long in a ball game. They want to get out, they want to play, and the fans have came to expect to play a certain style of basketball, and we want to give them their money worth. We want to get up and down.
You practice all summer. You practice during the fall. You practice hard in the gym for big games like this, don't you?
Yeah, it all is kind of a culmination. You put the cap on the season last March, and then you take 6 or 8 weeks off, and then you hit it again at the end of May and summer, and then you kind of, you start building toward these points. And this is the first, quote unquote big game we've had this season in terms of a marquee opponent where you can go out there and kind of get the signature win. So, yeah, this is the first test, the real big test that we've had, and we're looking forward to it.
How do you see this? This is a big game, and it's only December. Would a win define your team? You still have, you know what I mean? But you still have a lot of games to play. It may define it, but it doesn't make any difference if you lose because it won't define it because of all the season that's left, right?
Yeah, you can look at that question a multitude of ways. You can look at the fact that it's only December, so a loss isn't crippling. But at the same time, it's a conference game, and with Knox County being as talented as they are, if you don't get this one, that's not going to leave yourself much wiggle room. We was able to split with them last year, but, we let a game get away in December against Milan that ended up costing us a piece of the conference championship. So, in the fact that you said there's a lot of season left is right. You still got 10 weeks, 12 weeks left, but, this game is just as important as one that you play in the end of February.
Let's go out of the box here. If you could coach any basketball player, past, present, NBA, big star, superstars, who would it be? Who would you like to coach, and why?
I was always a big fan of Larry Bird growing up, and just his overall approach to the game, his tenacity. He was one of the best trash talkers in the game, and not only that, but he also delivered with it. He maximized his skill and his ability to its fullest. He wasn't the most athletic guy, but he still managed to get the job done and played at a very high level. He was a very good shooter, and he was an above-average passer for somebody his size. He made a lot of winning plays and had a lot of success on a very rich history Celtics team there in the mid-'80s.